Today we have the essential guide for FPL Game Week 5 with plenty to talk about. Haaland absolutely battering us again. Let's get straight into it. Welcome to the FPL Armband. I'm your host Chris and Kieran is here with me too. How are you doing today? All good?
Yeah, okay. Another red arrow, but from terrible rank in the first place. So, but we keep going.
We do keep going.
Yeah.
I know feels like it's been really bad, but I'm taking solace in the fact that maybe other people have maybe millions of other people have played chips.
Yeah.
So
true.
maybe that'll stabilize it a bit, but it's rough going at the moment. In today's episode, we've got a few things to cover. We're going to talk about Salah against Haaland and find out where we've gone wrong and where people have gone right. We're going to have a look at the fixture ticker, focus on who's got good fixtures in the next four, Spurs, Villa, who's hot and who's not. Talking sell or buy, what to do with Watkins, and interesting new arrivals like Xavi Simons. Got a few things on the injury watch with Murillo maybe out, Strand, Larsen still out, Nouri maybe out, and we've got a couple of questions and we'll recap Game Week 4 too. So plenty to get into. I think let's start with the big topic really is Salah's underperformance and maybe Haaland's overperformance and how that's affected us so far this season.
So I was pre-season. I just want to say that I was very keen on the Haaland and no Salah, and I ended up with no Haaland, no Salah. Really screwed up there. Should have just gone for the Haaland drafts, and I would be at least in the top million, let's say.
Yeah.
But is what it is. Okay, so 25 versus 37 points so far. Maybe doesn't sound like a huge gap in terms of points, but yeah, fifth top scoring mid versus the top scoring forward. The big one like right now is like the XG comparison, which is wild between the two of them. So this is all players. Salah's on 1.1, which is 24th of all players, and then Haaland is on 5.28 first, which is quite a distance ahead. It's a whole 2.53 XG ahead of second place, which is Semanyo right now. So, Haaland looks pretty damn good. Like Salah's XG is less than like two defenders. Timber and Calafiori have got more XG than him.
That's crazy.
Watkins, who obviously usually has really good XG over the past few seasons, is usually kind of top 3-4 players for XG, and he's been atrocious, and obviously Villa have been atrocious so far, but he's got less than Watkins, who's been really bad. And then Gruder is one of it. I noticed that he's only played 66 minutes across the season. He's got more XG than Salah. Welbeck, Enzo, players like that. So Salah right now, Game Week 4, with 4 games played, looks like a really bad pick at 14.5 million, doesn't he? So,
and I take it is that the penalty included in there as well, which would be
it is
really high XG. I don't think Haaland's had a penalty yet, has he? I mean,
I don't think so.
He had as good chances.
Maybe he has. I'm not sure, but yeah.
It's been brutal.
Yeah. So in terms of form and fixtures right now, Haaland is obviously way ahead right now, leagues ahead of Salah. Fixtures wise, so Salah has got obviously Everton at home, which sounds good on paper, but it's also a derby, and they don't really tend to beat Everton by a lot in the last few years. So we'll see how that goes. But then Crystal Palace away, which is also tough. Palace defense is good, beat them in the Charity Shield, of course. And then Chelsea away after that as well, also a tough defense. So the next 3 look particularly quite difficult, I would say, for Salah at least, who's obviously not doing well. So is these the 3 fixtures that he can start to get up and running? Obviously he's Salah, but at the same time you expect it probably to continue a little bit of his patchy form. So then after that he's got Man United home, Brentford away, and Villa at home. So Man United, Brentford, Villa, none of them particularly great form, but also they could be stingy in kind of closer games. And so and then Haaland, Arsenal obviously away this week is obviously a hard fixture. But then Burnley at home, people are going to be looking to triple captain him. Burnley obviously did stifle Liverpool a little bit, but they were at home themselves. Liverpool away, so Haaland at home against Burnley. If there's 1 goal early, you can see the floodgates opening, and he could be a huge triple captain player. So then Brentford away, and then Everton at home, Villa away, and Bournemouth home. So a few of them are kind of basically the same between them, with Brentford, Everton, and Villa. I think Haaland, just because of that Burnley fixture, does look like the best player to have, of course.
Mm.
Yeah, though Everton XGC, as I was talking about being a tough fixture, is 6.2, but only 3 goals conceded, whereas Palace and Chelsea are 5th and 6th respectively for expected goals conceded. So tough fixtures, as I said. Yeah, Haaland obviously has Burnley at home, who's the dead last for expected goals conceded as for a team. So, and then they've got 3 good fixtures at home with Burnley at home, Everton at home, and Bournemouth at home. So, yeah, over the next 6. So hard to look past Haaland, really. Man City XG as a team is top with 8.41. Foden's back playing well, it seems like. Doku's looked like a world beater versus United. So I would say the confidence has definitely got higher from that United game. And then, yeah, the other stats basically all favor Haaland too, like quite significantly. So shots is 5 versus 19.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
big chances of 1 versus 9.
Okay.
Like Salah's got 1 big chance in 4 games. Like that's not good.
That's not worth 14.5 million.
Not at all. Expected goal involvement is 1.6 versus 6. Like not good. Key passes 5 versus 2. Okay, he's getting some key passes more, but that doesn't mean much. Big chances created 3 versus 2. Like Haaland's even getting big chances created, which is good for him. XA of 0.5 versus 0.31. So Salah's winning on big chances created and key passes, big chances created, and XA, but 14.5 million for assist potential when he's only actually got 1 assist across the season so far is obviously not cutting it, is it? So, yeah. And then again, here's another one. So Salah's returns have come at 90 plus 4, 90 plus 10, and 90 plus 5. So, if I'm a cynic here, which I certainly am in this case, that doesn't sound sustainable as a FPL points asset, does it? So, yeah, that's maybe just coincidental of just what's happened, but him waiting so long to get a return is doesn't sound good, to be honest. Then Salah's best season for XG is 25.21. Haaland's is 29.3. So I'm kind of expecting the stats to probably even out eventually over the season anyway. But like just from the eye test, Salah looks isolated at the moment, pretty wide or very wide. Doesn't seem to be especially the main focus from what's happened so far. Anyway, he's got Verts, he's got Gapco, he's got Ekatike, he's got Isak coming in. Like all of those players can produce and perform and get the goals that Liverpool need. Salah was the only one basically last year scoring. Obviously there was others, but like he was the one that was on it the whole time. And yeah, it just seems like that's not the guy this year so far. So small sample size still. Four games is small, but like I said, the fixtures do not conduce to like where he's going to turn it around and start to pick up form anytime soon. I don't think so. Yeah, right now it's just get Haaland and probably just don't bother with Salah. Yeah, basically.
It's really, I mean, all pre-season and maybe even after game weeks 1 and 2, it did seem like there's been such upheaval at Liverpool. Like there's basically 6 new players in that starting 11. How would it affect him? And I think we probably just thought that because Salah and Haaland were the same price, at the start of the season, it didn't seem like you would get a good squad by having both of them with so many unknowns, obviously going into to game week 1. But I think what we've seen over the first 4 game weeks is that Liverpool just aren't used to, or that new front line. It's just, it's unrecognisable. And Salah has turned into sort of more of a creative player, really, and his goal output is like totally, or like you mentioned, goal output has totally dropped. Like his XG number, awful, really, and the amount of shots he's taken. I saw like a stat, I don't know if it's true, but like I think it's only 6 times in 4 games Ekatike has passed Salah in the league. So there's definitely like a breakdown of some sort. And when the ball goes to Gakpo, his like main thing to do is just basically cut in and shoot. Verts is still adapting, and he's obviously been absolutely woeful for our FPL teams. He's basically like a glorified McAllister playing slightly further forward. So all in all, I think we've probably been quite lucky to get the returns we have. I mean, me as an owner, you as just like a 1-week owner.
Yep.
And even this game week, I look at like where's the entry point for Haaland. It seems like on paper that you'd stick it out 1 more week if you have Salah and don't have Haaland, and captain him against Everton. But I'm not even like sure he's like that great a captain in the derby this game week. The stats don't, or the numbers don't make you think he's going to perform well. The underlying data like says he's not in good form, and the eye test shows he's not in good form either. So even this weekend at home against Everton, which you think that's a banker Salah captaincy, it doesn't fill me with loads of confidence.
No, but at the same time, you think, if you have Salah and then you see Haaland playing Arsenal away, like you probably think you probably just stick for one more week, hope Salah gets some kind of form back and just gets a goal, maybe an assist as well, or just a cheeky penalty again, just to get a return in this game. Then you can sort of think about getting rid of him.
Yeah,
I think, just because of the fixture that Haaland has, it seems like just wild to kind of sell Salah and get Haaland in the hardest fixture they'll have all season.
Yeah.
So, it's for me, like in my team, like spoilers ahead, I guess, like I'll probably just keep Salah this week and then roll and then have 2 transfers to get Haaland next week. That seems like the most advisable thing for most people to do that are in this situation, I think.
Yeah. I think people that have got Haaland in place, obviously great, but perhaps you're right. Getting him this week is probably not the best play, but then it's working out how you get him. I think there's so many options. You could free hit in game week 6, like you say, if you've got the option to roll transfers. But then I'm not really sure like the benefit of free hitting is there anymore. If he's clearly the better pick over Salah, why are you just wasting your free hit to get him in for one game week when you can sort of plan to have him a bit longer?
Yeah, true.
So it maybe free hit isn't quite the right option, but I think it's really good in a way that we've got a decision to make about the top premium assets because it makes the game interesting. But at the moment, I think Haaland has shown he's by far the better player. The better form player, and over the next 5 to 6 game weeks, he's probably the preferred captaincy option as well. So I think it makes this like time of the season really juicy. Whether there's going to be chips to be played to change teams around, and it's making sure you get out like on the right side of it. We'll talk more about our team selection on Thursday, but I'm with you. I think he'll definitely be in place for that Burnley game for me.
Yeah, it is. I talked about possibly just wildcarding 6 to get him, and then you were talking about like, I'm just gonna do transfers so I can triple captain him or something. There's that on the side. Like free hit makes it much worse if a lot of people are going to be triple captaining him. So, do you even bother if you're on? Like, why free hit? Why even have him almost if you're just not going to be able to triple captain him because like so many people are going to. The gains from having him just as a captain is going to be so minimal. So even just as a wild card, like you almost have to be triple captain
to get the benefit.
Yeah.
Even if he does anything against Arsenal this weekend, the amount of people that are going to side move that transfer to get Haaland in, his EO is going to be crazy. It's going to be well over 100%. So.
And it'll probably blank.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just making sure the plan in place for those future weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we'll talk more about on Thursday about our team selection, but it sounds like we're both moving to, even though you've only just got Salah, maybe at the point we're going to be moving past him.
Yeah, I think the aim is for me to roll this week and just do 2 transfers next week for 6.
Yeah. No, nice. I agree. All right, I think what we'll jump onto now then. We just want to get some thoughts on just the fixture ticker because I was looking at it when doing the notes for the next 4, trying to work out if there's any potential transfers I want to make this week because there's players that are out. I mentioned at the start, Nouri, Murillo, and Strand, Larsen still out. So who has actually got good fixtures? And somehow I looked at Hub's like fixture like tracker. The teams at like the top of the ticker for the next 4 game weeks. Well, there's Aston Villa still right at the top, so we can chat about them. Wolves, these 2 teams are like some of the worst performing so far. Then you've got Forest, which I don't agree with, and Leeds. So I think it's a real sort of like mix of underperforming teams, but then maybe like fixtures breed form. So just on Villa, so they've got Sunderland away, Fulham and Burnley back to back at home, Tottenham away. So they actually sit like I mentioned top of the difficulty fixture rating on the Hub website. But I don't really think that they're that easy. Sunderland have won twice at home and have only conceded 1 goal this season. Fulham have conceded an average of 1 goal this season. Burnley showed against Liverpool that they're not going to be pushovers, and against United. And Tottenham are now quite a good team. 3.06 team XG for Villa is the second worst after 4 games. The only team worse is Wolves on 2.6 XG. And I love that I started the season with Strand, Larsen and Watkins seeing those numbers after 4 games. Where do you think it's gone wrong for Villa, like the start of this season. Like Watkins was so heavily picked, Rodgers was so heavily picked. Like what? How have they got 4 game weeks in and they're just underperforming to this level?
Well, I saw those few weeks of Villa being terrible and thought, let's buy Rodgers.
Let's buy Rodgers, yeah.
I don't know, like maybe just the team turnover, kind of like with Liverpool in their attack. Just missing Rashford, missing what's his name, Asensio, and all, and like just Bailey not being a thing this year. It's maybe just hit them for 6 a little bit, and they just. Like I said, I feel like Emery is too good of a manager to keep them being terrible, but I don't know. The window's closed. Like that Gessend guy has come in and done nothing at all. Maybe Harvey Elliott gets the start this weekend and finally starts to do something. Or did he start this weekend? I can't remember. Sure. But maybe he's the sort of spark to get them started firing. But right now I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm just hoping these fixtures. I did not know that Sunderland have only conceded 1 goal, so that's not filling me with fun. Like I've got Verts, Watkins, Rodgers, Wood in my team. Those 4 are just complete duds, and I need them to do something. Sunderland need to just roll over and die this weekend, please.
I think pre-season form on this one has been such a killer because going into this season, Villa looked really hot in all their games,
and they had good fixtures.
They had good fixtures. Watkins and Rodgers were performing really well. And then on the flip side, for a team that obviously are doing well from an FPL point of view, is Bournemouth, who had like a really, let's be fair, pretty tragic pre-season. Sold a lot of players. The matches in pre-season they weren't winning or putting in good performances. No real picks, and yet their fortunes like couldn't be more different. Like Bournemouth, you've got like maybe three good assets in Senesi, Semenyo, and maybe Evan Nilsson, maybe the goalkeeper, but
to a degree,
to a degree, but like, and then Villa, who just like Rodgers, like minutes monster, Watkins minutes monster, goal machine. It just they've been poor. Poor.
Well, if it happened again, like it will happen next season, a team that's got good fixtures and has a good preseason, like why would you not pick them? There's no reason not to. Like there is no that would happen every year, and I'd be like, they've had a good preseason. He's looks like he's on form. They've got good fixtures. I'm going to pick the players. Like, it's just been really unfortunate. Like, there's nothing else to say than like, why would you not go along that route of being like, they've looked good. He's getting loads of minutes in preseason. He's getting those goals and stuff. Like, there's nothing else to say really. It's just been a completely unfortunate scenario.
We'll get onto their players in a minute and whether we'd sell or buy them actually ahead of this run. But just on the fixture ticker, one team I do like, I mean, looking at this, Wolves I'm not interested in, even though they have got good fixtures. If Strand Larsen's back, yippee for me. But they've just been really underwhelming. Forest, I'm yet to be, even though they've got Burnley and Sunderland next, I wouldn't be advocating buying them. Leeds, they haven't got a striker. Their defence is worth investing in. I think Spurs are the ones to definitely look at now. Brighton away, Wolves at home, Leeds away, and Aston Villa at home. So they're playing 2 of the bottom 2, or the second and third worst teams for XGC in the next 4 game weeks. Brighton are the 9th worst for XGC on that list. So they're playing some poor defensive teams. It obviously remains to be seen what effect UCL will have on them, but the short and longer term fixtures for them are definitely still there for investment. They showed against West Ham like they can control a game now. They've kept clean sheets so far this season. That Bournemouth game was definitely the outlier because in the other 3 games they've looked like a pretty comprehensive team. So they've overperformed their XG this season. 8 goals from just 4.85 XG means they'll probably dial back in on that. But that's similar levels of Liverpool overperformance, who've had 5.8 XG to 9 goals. 1 goal conceded in 4 games, like I mentioned. Joint best record in the league along with Palace and Arsenal. So I think if you have Spurs defenders, which Porro has been popular, Van der Ven has been popular, I think it makes sense to hold them. And that Spurs are probably a reason why, if things are going badly, like with the rest of your team, they're like a bright spark in it, and they're still worth investing in, I think, because the fixtures are pretty decent long term.
Yeah, it annoys me that I've got Porro, who's done basically nothing, whereas Van der Ven and Romero both cheaper. Obviously, he's got clean sheets, but the other 2 that are both cheaper have just been, basically scoring and getting returns for fun in compared to Porro. So, that's frustrating. So if you're on wildcard or something, you probably just put in Van der Ven and just be like,
just go with
happy. 4.5, great.
Yeah. All right. Well, should we jump on and talk about some players for like the next 4 game weeks, which might be worth investing in?
Sure. Yeah, actually, I did have down here Vicario, so sort of talking to
Oh yeah. Okay.
Spurs defense. So 5.1 million at the moment. He has risen once. He's 10% owned. Yeah, but the next fixtures, as you said, Brighton, Wolves, Leeds, Villa, Everton, Chelsea, pretty good still. Obviously, a bit more expensive than VDV, but top scoring goalkeeper right now, 9-3, 9, 9, 3, and 8. So really good. He's got an extra save point in every game so far this season, so that's good too. So he's on for getting extra points like that. Yeah, so we obviously need to look like at Spurs defense differently under Frank than Ange. So amazing what a difference like just one guy as a manager has made, I suppose. Or I suppose there's different team backroom staff and stuff, but yeah, there is made that defense good. Like kept a clean sheet against City.
Yeah.
Clean sheets in obviously 3 of the other 4 games. So. 4.6 XGC as a team is 8th actually. So, but then they've only conceded 1 goal. So decent. Like I said, if on a wild card, Spurs is definitely worth investing like right now. I think obviously this fixture is good, and then Wolves and Leeds good. So you get VVD or Romero seem to be great. Cheaper routes than Porro, who's not getting much at the moment. Like Xavi's just taking over much more corners. Kudus was taking corners, Xavi's taking corners. Xavi took a free kick, so like Porro is just basically off set pieces. It seems like so. There's almost no reason to go Porro now. Like people have talked about with Udogie coming back, Porro might be one that could drop from the team because Spence's looks so good. So they might play Spence and Udogie. But yeah, remains to be seen on that. But yeah, I like Vicario as an option at 5.1. Like obviously just slightly more expensive than Sells and Sanchez at the moment, but yeah, good option and just one to keep an eye on. Like he's been good for a while for saves, certainly at least. So yeah,
I just had a look while you've been chatting about like his baseline bonus point. Like it's really high in every game, like 36, 30, 23, and 39 in games where they've like scored multiple goals, especially like that West Ham game. How he's just made 4 saves and come out with a bonus point in that is pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I think their defense is, like you mentioned, still worth investing in.
Yeah.
All right. So we had a question actually. Thanks to Davro the Legend for this one. He said so. It's harking back a little bit to our Watkins and Aston Villa chat really, and then talking about buying and selling them. So he said, is it worth sticking with Watkins and Rodgers for another week? So I dived into a little bit to how Watkins and Rodgers are actually performing, and then it'd be interesting because you own both of them. I own just Watkins. It is, and I'm sure lots of people still, despite the fact he's dropped in price a little bit. But so Watkins this season, he's had 8 shots in the box, which is surprisingly perhaps the 3rd highest total of all forwards. XG of 1.1 is 10th overall, so it's not like the chances he's been getting are that good. His expected
same as Salah.
Exactly. His expected points is the 9th highest of all forwards. Annoyingly, I think for me, I don't think he's a sell yet. But if you had like 2 or more free transfers, I think it's time. Like mentioned the fixtures, they're not the best. I don't think, despite the fact they're top. Sunderland away, like I mentioned, haven't conceded a goal. Fulham and Burnley are going to be tough at home, and then Tottenham away, we have literally just been talking about how good they are defensively. I think so if we're going to be selling Watkins, which replacements? And also they've got their Europa League campaign starting soon as well, so there's going to be some a little bit of management of his minutes there. Replacements, I think it's obviously not the best entry point, but long term, I think Gyökeres is probably going to be worth his price tag, especially with the Penzing included. Havertz is still out. It looks like he's having his minutes managed a little bit or still building up.
Yeah.
But we know that from game week 7, Arsenal's long-term fixtures are great. Admittedly, it's not a good entry point this weekend, but Arsenal beat City 5-0 last season. I don't think City are looking great defensively, despite 3-0 against Arsenal. I think they can be got at. They obviously conceded 2 against Spurs and 2 against Brighton in the 2 games before that, so maybe not the worst entry point. What was I going to say? Gyökeres, his expected points is 18.7, so that's 2nd highest of all forwards, considering he's had reduced minutes and 4 big chances, is 2nd only to Haaland too. I think if you've got less money to spend, or you'd want to drop down to invest somewhere else, it's just shite, isn't it, to be honest? We spoke last week that none of them are good value. Wood has got a good couple of fixtures now, but I think Yeah, but then
who knows if
exactly.
he's
But
even nailed on anymore?
yeah, but
Yeah,
I don't even know how that's going to be under Ange. Obviously,
yeah,
Burnley showed they were really decent at home, and then Sunderland, I think, is the game afterwards. So they're like a decent defensive side now. He's going to have his minutes managed. The bonus, I suppose, is he's on pens, but yeah, he could be changed. And Evelson has the fixtures, and he kind of has the minutes, but I almost be inclined to say, go Semenyo. Evan Nielsen's not worth the price without penalties.
no, he's not.
And
Yeah.
if you're going to transfer out like Watkins, maybe buy Thiago because at least he's got pens, or go even cheaper and get like a DEFCON player. Like, I think it's sad, really, that I'm saying that, but I'm guessing most people have got Pedro. But like at the moment, the good fixture player is Evan Nielsen, but I think you probably just buy Semenyo anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Like, just Evan Nielsen. He's just been. I've had him last season, and he was just really crap. Towards the end of the season, he was fine to start with, but yeah, he's just. I don't know. He just doesn't get involved as much as you think he would. As just the striker for Bournemouth, and yeah, Semenyo's just mopping the points up, and Tavernier's doing better than him. It's just nah. Actually, I think you two just go Thiago. There just is no other options. It's Haaland, Watkins, I guess, and then Pedro, and then that's it right now. I think.
You mean
Gyökeres? Yeah.
No, I know it's funny because I feel like I could play my like game week 6 or game week 7 or game week 8 wildcard quite comfortably now, because I even think after like 4 options, there's not enough depth in that forward line to even make any other player worthwhile.
Yeah, or you just go 4.5 and just go with Haaland plus Pedro, and that's it.
Yeah, and not get Gyökeres. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And then just
or just Haaland and Gyökeres. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and then just on his other part of the question, Rodgers, which kind of leads into the midfielder chat. It's woeful reading really for Rodgers. So he's had 3 shots in the box, 2 key passes in 4 games. So I think those are like the headlines, despite playing all the minutes. I mean, you probably feel the same way, but you don't want to because of transfers. I think he's like a big sell. Like, it's just not there at the minute. I mean, the midfielder reading is dour. Like, there's only one midfielder who's managed more than 30 points this season, who's Semenyo. I think he's still a buy if you don't own him. He's got good fixtures. Newcastle at home this weekend, like despite the fact their defensive record's been good, they're playing Barcelona midweek. And then Iriola seems to have like a curse over how they battered them at St James's Park last season. So I kind of think that could be another good game for him. Then they got Leeds away, Fulham home, Crystal Palace away, Forest. So kind of mixed, but I would still go for Semenyo. But then if you look at the prices of the other top scoring mids, right, in order, 6 points after Semenyo, 6.6, 5.5, 5.4, 14.5, guess who that is, 5.5, 6.8, 5, 7.7, and 5.9. They're all like basic like budget players that are like not sexy. A couple of Burnley mids, a couple of Chelsea mids. It's just a bit, like obviously 2 Liverpool players in there. It's just a bit shameful how bad that midfielder bracket is.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. I highlighted Caicedo, remember, in our wildcard vid over the international break. And he's got DEFCON in all but 1 game, scores of 5, 8, 4, and now 12. He's got 2 attacking returns. It's kind of a bit boring, but like he's scoring really well. So I think Rodgers' replacement, I'd maybe consider Caicedo. But if you want to go a bit spicy, I think, like you mentioned, Xavi Simons could be one to watch. It's hard to draw any conclusions from that Spurs game. But he took 4 corners. Kudus, I think, took 8. Simons had 1 free kick, so he's on some set pieces. And for their good fixture run, he could be worth looking at. But again, he's untested, really. Like, he's come from the German league. He's still settling in. Yeah, it's just difficult.
I mean, so like with all those cheap mids, maybe you just go Salah plus Haaland. Like I've seen lots of those teams now.
Yeah.
You just have Salah just because the cheap mids are just doing fine. Like you don't need to like scrimp, I guess, because they're up the top of the leaderboard. So Salah and Haaland wildcards, or just trying to get them both in, seem absolutely fine too. Yeah,
you could basically play like a 4-3-3 with like Salah, Caicedo, and a Burnley DEFCON mid, and it feels so gross, but it's probably fine.
Yeah,
it sucks. Have you got any other players to look at for the next 4 fixtures?
I was going to mention Arsenal defenders. Obviously not a great time to jump on this week, but Timber, Calafiori, Gabriel, Saliba went back. Mosquera has been starting. 3 games in a row. He started tonight in the Champions League and played 90 in all of them. But yeah, probably will be straight back out as soon as he was back, and it's not long, I don't think. So, but yeah, Timber played 90s in each game since White was injured and replaced. He started tonight in the Champions League as well. He's had 5 shots, 1.2 xG, 5 key passes, and 2 big chances created. So those are decent stats for an Arsenal defender. Yeah, so I think he's a really good pick now, assuming White does not get back in. Calafiori looks really good for like early clean sheet locks because he gets taken off at Lewis Skelly basically every game. But can we be sure he gets 60 minutes every week? Not sure. Hopefully, I mean, I've got him in my Champions League team tonight, just hoping for him to just get 60 plus with a clean sheet and maybe an attack return. That'd be great. And then Gabriel obviously nailed on, but lacks consistent DEFCON right now, and he's got the least XG of them all. You thought he'd be a bit higher with the set pieces from Rice, but no, that's not the case right now. So if you want to go Arsenal defense with obviously 3 clean sheets out of 4 within tough fixtures with an XGC of 2.5, which is second overall. I think probably leave them out this weekend. But after that, great fixtures coming up. Their fixture run is starting to come in to be really good. So double up in defense, maybe on like triple ups we saw last season. Like the defense is still really good. Raya probably going to be a good pick at some point. Calafiori and Timber, I like them both. As long as Timber keeps out what's his name, White, and Calafiori keeps out Lewis Skelly, that seems to be the case, then I think they're great. Yeah, like them.
I think I just noticed that Timber got 2 bonus points at the weekend. Didn't they win 3-0 against Forest?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
How has he scooped 2 bonus points in a 3-0 and no attacking returns? That's mad.
No idea.
That's mad. All right, I think that's pretty much all our player chat. Maybe just quickly recap on the injuries, actually, just and a couple replacements to talk about, just because I know we're a few of those. So Murillo, I hadn't even noticed, limped off after 30 minutes and looked pretty injured after the game. Player I heavily owned at the start of the season, still managed his 10 DEFCON in about half an hour. And Nouri looks like he might still be injured. So like we mentioned, I quite like the Spurs pick still. Van der Ven, maybe Romero, maybe even Porro. I think it's time to sell Murillo after the next 2 anyway. I think it's quite obvious Palace are good options at each price point. Richards, Lequan, Munoz, all there. Nouri, I think, is going to be like an Arsenal defender, or even a Van Dijk for longer term. Injury replacement, Strand, Larsen, I kind of think let's hold and just see what the news is. But I think like we mentioned, the only option in the forward line at the moment is down to Thiago, who's on pens and played every minute. Wolfie is like the outside pick for Newcastle. He's of course. 7 million.
Thinking, who the hell's that?
Wolfie. But we don't know enough about him yet, and Newcastle's fixtures are a bit meh. So I think it's almost like downgrade and upgrade elsewhere.
Didn't Sharda take a penalty as well recently, but he missed?
Sorry?
Is Sharda, for Brentford, is Thiago actually on pens?
He was but maybe when Sharda wasn't on the pitch in that game against Forest on game week 1.
Yeah.
That would dampen Thiago even more.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about our team, our points. Sorry, from last game week very quickly before we wrap up. Do you want to start off and remind us what we did?
I was 59 points. Managed to get a red arrow because I took a hit for Salah in and who else was it? I can't even remember. Richards, that was it. From Palmer and Cucurella. So Cucurella benching was nice to see. I suppose that was cool. But Palmer obviously hilarious. Looked really good when coming on. Got a goal, he had 5 shots or something, 2 big chances, and that didn't work out, I guess. But the 2 that I brought in did return. Anderson did well at 10 points. Porro clean sheet. Pedro continuing to be good. But then, the 4 duds in my team, I benched Wood for King, which meh. He 59 minutes as well for King, so he's starting to be possibly an issue if he's not going to get 60 minutes at least. So, but then Rodgers and Watkins just don't see nothing. Bruno, I thought maybe might be a good game for him just to get something, at least DEFCON. He's nowhere near DEFCON in that game, which is strange.
Bizarre, yeah.
Yeah, and then Dorgu, I think I saw, had like the most touches in the box of any United player, was like 13, compared to like the next highest was like 6 or something. So maybe Dorgu might be quite good going forward, but let's see. I suppose. But yeah, it was his red arrow, down to like 7 million again. You know, waiting for something to happen in the team.
Yeah, I feel like it's being patient at the moment.
Yeah.
Remember, like on Saturday and Friday, you were just thinking, what do I start out of, King or Wood? And then them both getting 1 point. Wood was a bit unlucky, actually.
He hit the post, didn't he?
Yeah, like a bit of a random, like off his chest, but yeah, he did. Here we are. I think I got 62, which was one under the average. I did one move. I sold Agdabu for Senesi, which was actually like totally a waste of time because Agdabu got 4 points, Senesi got 3. But you know, maybe longer term he'll be a bit better. Rodon got Defcon, which was quite good. It would have been so much better if Goodmanson hadn't just chested the ball headed the ball into his own net, like the 92nd minute. That probably would have given me a green arrow. But yeah, Salah captain, Bruno blanked, Semanyo was the big point returner. Really, Drewsbury Hall got another yellow card. He just loves yellow cards. Just always gets yellow cards. Verts is obviously shit, and yeah, Watkins too, and Pedro just scamming 2 bonus points out of nowhere. Yeah,
you love to see it.
Love to see it. It was a very small green arrow of like 100,000 places or something, so nothing much to say. Still about 5.3 million. It's pretty average, but like we say, we've got the upturns happening now because we've learned, haven't we? That's what we've done. We've learned in the first 4 game weeks who's bad, and now over 5, 6, 7, and 8, that's when we'd start turning it around, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see. I know. I feel like I'm looking at people who are in the top 500,000. You know, and that's 500,000. They're like 30 or 40 points ahead already. I'm like, good God.
Yeah, they probably use chips.
That's what I'm thinking. Probably use chips. Probably got all the players on wildcard that I'm going to buy anyway in 2 weeks. Already settled in, got the price. Lovely stuff. Cool. All right, I think that wraps up today. Thanks for watching. If you've got this far and you haven't liked or subscribed, maybe do that before you bail out. Just a soft sell there. And yeah, we'll see you on Thursday for our team selection video.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers all.
Bye-bye.